Hey everybody, Jason Shadrick here with Premier Guitar, and we are at our booth at the Summer NAMM show in Nashville, and we've already gathered a crowd because, you know, the unofficial guitar mayor of Nashville is at our booth, Brent Mason. Let's hear it for Brent Mason, everybody.
Hi.
All right, Brent, well, thanks so much for taking time out to come and swing by our booth and hang for a bit, man. Why don't everybody's here to hear you play? Why don't you open up with something? Let's hear it. All right.
Just made that up. Some of it.
That's all right. Bring it all in. Bring it all in, everybody.
Is it too loud?
It's not too loud. He just wants everybody crowded in. All right. So Brent, so lately...
You're fired. Get your booth and get out of here. Right?
So we were talking earlier that this year seems to be pretty busy for you as far as session stuff. So kind of as far as that work goes, how does that kind of divide it up typically between sessions you go to a studio for or stuff where people fly you in tracks? So what's kind of the balance between that you work on?
I'm getting more stuff that's sent to me. I mean, more than I used to.
Yep.
So I'd say about like 45% of it is sent to me now.
But still, most of the time when people hire you for a session in town, you go out to the studio.
It's a lot of overseas stuff that's sent to me. I mean, I will do some overdubs from artists here.
Yep.
We still cut the tracks here mainly, and I'll get sent some stuff to play fills or solos on or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So it's a good thing. I like that song you opened with, because the big question I'm sure everybody here wants to know is, when is the next Brent Mason solo record coming out? Right, everybody?
Yeah. Well, tomorrow. No.
Oh, perfect.
I'm gonna record it tomorrow. It's gonna be out by the Sunday. Well, I'm starting one this year. My wife said, "You better start on that solo album," because it's like the boy I was telling you. It was like the boy that cried wolf. I said, I've got one started last year. I said that, but I'm definitely getting started on it this year, around at the end of the summer, fall time. You heard it.
That's right. Now everybody heard it, right? We can hold him to it.
Liar. No, I am. I got to let the work go by so I can work on my own project.
So another thing I see you pop up online, and you're doing more of, I think, than before, is teaching.
Right, I've been doing Skype lessons.
And so tell me about how you kind of went from to do more of that. You've done more of it recently, and how that's kind of working out for you.
Yeah, well, some folks said, "Man, you should do Skype lessons," and I said, "It sounds pretty good." I haven't. I didn't know if I was capable of doing them at, the quality and all that, and the latency that you might have with Skype. It's hard to play together, but I work around it, and I've really been enjoying doing them. Everybody's kind of like the one-on-one thing. It's kind of like hanging out and having a beer and playing music rather than sending out videos and go, here, subscribe to my video. Everybody kind of digs hanging out and playing together. So we'll go over some licks and stuff, and then I'll either send out some tabs or little video clips of their lessons. And a lot of folks, they want to just talk shop. You know, some guys didn't even have guitars, so I feel like a therapist sometimes. What's your problem again? Your guitar just doesn't love you. But yeah, it's really good. So I've been doing quite a bit. I've done like a couple hundred of them already this year. I would have never thought that. So, but I'll kind of schedule them when where there's might be a slow time. You know, and I want to make sure they don't have to cancel them out for a session. A recording session.
Well,
it's been balancing out. My wife helps me with them, so we're getting.
Well, now that she's on our side about that solo record.
Yeah, she'll kick me out of the house if I don't start on it. I got some tunes. But.
So one of the kind of real unique parts about your style that I think a lot of people here would dig seeing is how you alternate between the three fingers when it comes to single line stuff.
Single lines.
Can you break that down a little bit for us?
It's pretty weird. So I use, instead of the thumb finger up and down, downbeat motion up with the finger, I work this middle finger. See these ugly fingernails? Super glued on. But I work the ring finger and the middle finger rotation. Guitar's a little. It's a little twangy. It's really not. I don't really pay attention much to my technique on the right hand, but if I do one, it's a downbeat thumb pick up on the middle finger. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
It is. It's
weird.
Is that a pattern? Because it is unusual. Is that something that when you were younger somebody showed you, or do you just kind of fall into that?
It was Jerry Reed who had the thumb pick thing.
Yeah.
Played. I think he had a thumb first finger, thumb middle finger. But I used no fingernails on this, so it's a little more of a funky technique. So I use that more of a, almost like a funk bass player,
Right.
So these are more for just the.
Those are some expensive chords.
Descending and ascending.
So another big influence of yours, and I'd love to hear you talk kind of your journey into copying his articulation, is George Benson. And it seems like, because his picking style is so different from yours, but yet you're able to kind of cop that same kind of articulation he does. What was your kind of journey like to nailing that kind of stuff?
When I started out playing the thumb finger style, I really didn't. I was more involved in what was going on with the left hand. Even like some of the jazz, my favorite jazz players like Pat Martino, who's a very flat-picking sounding guitarist. I always just kept my thumb pick. I was more worried, not worried, well worried, but I was more involved with what the notes were, the scales, and this just did what it did.
Okay.
I really didn't analyze it or break it down into mathematics of my right hand.
Yeah. But you knew he was picking differently.
Yeah. It was more the arpeggiation things are very simple for me on there since I don't do the sweep thing.
Or economy picking and that kind of stuff. So when you were listening to Pat Martino and George, you knew they were picking differently.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah. So then you just tried to kind of get as close as you can with the system you kind of came up with.
Benson had that angled pick thing where it was, kind of on it, wide pick. I don't know.
So also...
Take a picture of it. Show me what I did.
So also I've noticed you've been playing out live a little bit more as well. Yeah. I know you recently did a gig with Mike Stern when we did our rig rundown.
Right.
Like that. So how did that collaboration with Mike come along?
Well, I did a clinic in Big Fork, Montana, and Lee Rittenauer, a guitar player, LA guitar player, jazz player, got me connected with the Crown Guitar Festival folks. And so I went there the first time. Lee was there and some other guys. The second time I went there, Mike Stern was playing, and we got to playing together. And he goes, "Man, we need to do a gig together."
That's a good impression.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he said, "I'm going to come to Nashville and let's put something together." I didn't think about it much. A bass player, Adam Nitty, sort of parlayed it into the gig that we got there. And he called and said, "Hey, Mike's going to zoom in. Let's do something." And I said, "That would be great." So I said, "Let's do his tunes. I'm tired of my tunes. Everybody's heard my tunes in Nashville, right? So I want to play some. I thought it'd be cool to have a little, some of his jazz, Miles Davis, stuff going on here." So he sent like 6 or 7 songs to play at 3rd and Lindsley. And I said, Is that all we're going to do?" I was asking Adam Nitty. And he said, "Yeah, that's all he's got." He says he likes to solo a long time. He likes to play. I said, "Okay, that's cool." And so we're playing with Mike Stern. And you guys are familiar with Mike Stern, right? Great player. And he doesn't like a lot of chords behind him when he's comping. So something fell off my guitar. What was that?
Oh, that was the.
No, that's not good. That's back on. Anyway, so I went up on stage and played, and so his first solo, the first song we did, his solo lasted, like 15, 20 minutes, and I was just standing up there like this while he was playing, and it was great. And, every once in a while I hit a random chord and then just get off of it, and when I got down, then I came in and did a solo, but before that, everybody's looking at me going, "I wonder if Brent's lost. He's not playing anything." He's just, and I said, "No, he doesn't. He doesn't want any chords to box him in. He likes that improvisational thing, the Miles Davis deal." So, but he played. We had a great crowd. They loved him. Some more things like that in Nashville. 3rd and Lindsley was a good venue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's wrap up here. So we got to recap. We got a solo album coming out soon tomorrow.
Yeah. You hold my feet to the fire.
That's right. And so where can people go online to find out more about, are we good?
Oh, just lost my power. When you said the thing was over, it shut off.
Oh, no.
All right. This happens to me all the time. The tuner, man. I see it.
Oh,
I see it.
I got it.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah,
We're back in business now.
That's what it's always something simple, isn't it?
Always. So, to recap, we got that solo album coming out. Where can people go online to, if they're interested in lessons or anything else? What's the website to go to?
Go to BrentMasonandMac.com. And if you guys want to do Skype lessons, I always love setting them up. I'm really having fun doing them. You know, I'm meeting there's a lot of great players, and you know, I'm teaching professional guys. Some guys, you know, already big stars, and some just intermediate players. No G chords like this. Just But anyway, it's pretty cool. So if go to BrentMasonMac.com. No, that's my email. Email me, BrentMasonMac.com. There we go. But Brent Mason, www. Whatever they have, BrentMason.com. That's right. Go. That's what I said, wasn't it? I thought I said something else. Go to his email. He'll tell you.
All right. Why don't you play us out?
Okay, go ahead.
Why don't you play us out with something, Brent? Thank you so much, everybody. Everybody, let's hear it for Brent Mason.
It sounds like I'm in a box when I'm talking.
So this is Jason Shadrick with Premier Guitar live from the Summer NAMM show, and Brent's gonna get tuned up and play us out with something.
All right. Thank you.
There we go.
Was I here the keyboard player or something?